Hey guys, it's Shay with Shay's Urban Edibles. Today I wanted to bring you along for a quick pepper harvest. I'll also be harvesting and drying herbs. Come along. Start my harvest with is going to be these habanero peppers. I have a habanero pepper here, and then I also have one in the back. They both have some peppers that are ready. These basil seeds are ready to be harvested as well. So if I have time to get to that today, I will. But in the meantime, I want to grab these peppers. Flowers on it. Last year, I had habaneros, and they produced all the way up until November when I finally went ahead and cut the plant back and overwintered it. And so these are in the bed. Last year I had them in a pot, and they still did pretty good. I do see some new growth. It's a little dark green right here. And like I said, there are still some more blooms coming out on it. As hot as it is, and this plant has not been in the shade. I had a little bit of shade cloth on it for a little while, but then it started giving us a chance of rain every day, and so I felt like the sun wasn't going to be too harsh, so I removed the shade cloth. I think we only have a chance of rain 1 or 2 days this week, and so I'm probably going to end up putting my shade cloth back on the peppers. Let me go to the other side and grab the other ones. There's not as many on this side. Oh, but this one's a nice size. See how big that one is compared to the other ones. And this one's orange instead of red. I'm still gonna take it though. That one down here, it's a nice size too. Tomatillo plants are getting some flowers, so I should have tomatillos soon. I'm looking forward to it. All right, I got the habaneros. Now it looks like there are a couple of Scotch bonnets that are ready as well. So I want to grab those. That one can go a little longer. It's got some green on it. All of these under here actually can go a little bit longer. And this plant is full. I need to fertilize it. So it looks like there's only one that's green, and that's this one. And actually, this could have stayed on a little bit longer. Okay, so I won't be harvesting from this point. I thought that I would. So let me get these dried marigolds. Let's see. There's another marigold plant right there that could stand me removing some of the dead flowers. Look at some of these cayenne peppers. There was a eggplant here in this bed. It had, I think, maybe 2 more eggplants on it. I cut those eggplant off, and the plant was looking so pitiful. I ended up just cutting it so I can pull it up. I'm gonna have to use a shovel to get it up because this thing is huge. You see the roots? It's pulling all of this dirt back here. So here's the pepper that's ready. And we still got some more flowers coming on it too. these cayennes are not as big as I would like either. I'm thinking I probably need to fertilize to get bigger fruit. I need some 0-10-10, the more bloom 0-10-10, but it's been really hard to find it. And I just haven't been able to find the 0-10-10. So what I'm gonna have to do is bone meal, but I really don't want to use that. I want to use something that's going to be immediately available to the plants. But I mean, if all else fails, I may end up having to use that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could try putting it in a blender with some water and maybe adding it that way. Yeah, so it's got plenty of blooms, plenty of peppers. They're just not that big, and I want them to be bigger. So definitely looking into fertilizing soon. I just got to make sure I find the right product. Oh, I don't know how this pepper's in there. It's all twisted. There we go. That's a pretty good size one. All right, we got the cayennes that are ready. Let's move on to the serranos. I did see quite a few of those the other day that were turning red. Matter of fact, there are a couple right there in the front. But for the most part, I already have a few red ones in the house. I would like to make another jar, so I'm going to take a few green ones too. Just need to make sure they're the right size. This pepper plant has done so well for me this year. Actually, all of my peppers have been doing good. And this thing is loaded with it. And like, it could use a little bit of fertilization too, so. Small side, but it's red. And look at that. It's got tons of blooms. More peppers are coming. There's a couple of red ones back here. One is going red. Right, this is a nice size one. I think the combination of green and red peppers in the jar when you preserve them is so pretty. And so that's why I want to have some green ones too. I actually prefer more green than red. Oh, there's another red one in there. Whoops, I accidentally pulled the stem off of it. Here's a bell pepper. Oops, I got my scissors and I'm still jacking my plants up. More greens on this one. So I should get more bell pepper. They even got a nice green one back there. Another red pepper. So it's turning red anyway. This is a nice size one. I'll take it. Well, I didn't have to take it. It came off. This is a good size one. Because I have a few in the house, I think that should be enough to fill up my jar. Let me get a couple more on the safe side. I don't want to take them all. Leave them a little time to get a little bigger. I do also have these Chinese long beans. And it looks like a few of them are ready. I know this is supposed to be a pepper harvest, but they're ready. already. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those too. And you see, I got a couple of guajillo peppers that are ready. This plant came from Diva Jones, and look at all the peppers that are on it. I forget the name of it. I'll put it when I edit the video. I'll add the name. I'll add the name of the pepper down at the bottom of the video. But I need to harvest some of these too. These peppers aren't really spicy, they're kind of medium, but it's really good to dry these peppers. You can use them in your tamales, you can use them if you make menudo, pozole, stuff like that. I, in South Texas and Mexican dishes are really popular here. I have grown accustomed to the food. I absolutely love it. And so I will try my hand at making my own Mexican dishes, which is why I use peppers. Those can wait a little bit longer. I think I see maybe one more. A little on the small side, but I'm taking it. Let me also go ahead and try to grab a few of these right here. So many of them. So it looks like that's it for the peppers. Now we can move on to harvesting and drying the herbs. All right, so I have my handy dandy bucket that I'm going to use to put my herbs in and wash them. Maybe add a little salt to the water. So I'm going to start with this oregano right here. It's in the bed. Looks like it's actually got some mushrooms growing in there with it. Yeah, I'm going to cut all of this. You know what I might do? Because I started more seeds, just pull it up from the root and then trim it. Because it is going to flower. Look at that. Couple of dead leaves. Oops, got the marshmallow in there too. A little bit left to cut over here. Then I have that same type of rosemary back there against the fence. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest it as well. So there's the other oregano right next to the rosemary. Definitely gonna go back because look at that, it's still full in here. So I may not need to restart rosemary. I'm sorry, oregano. We'll see what happens. Let me show you guys the inside of the. See that? So I may not have to replant the oregano. It may grow back on its own. I did harvest it. That's a pretty decent amount of oregano, right? We got our herbs in here. I'm not gonna chop them up. I'm gonna leave them large like they are. What I am gonna do is fill this container with water. And then once it's filled with water, I'll add my salt, just like you do when you wash your mustard greens or your collard greens, any other vegetable. You add your salt. That helps to get the dirt and the bugs off. All of that stuff falls down to the bottom. The sediment falls down to the bottom. And then you're able to lift your herbs out, leaving the dirt in there, and set them aside so that they can dry. All right, I think that's high enough. Let me add my salt. Kind of move it around, loosen up some of that dirt and possibly bugs. I picked up a couple of produce boxes from Aldi, and so these produce boxes are what I'm going to dry them in overnight. And then once they've been dried, what I will do is put them into a brown paper sack and allow them to dry further, probably for about 7 to 14 days. And then at that point, they should be ready to chop up a little smaller and then add them into my glass jars and store them. And then I can use them when I need to. Grind them up, make oregano flakes for spaghetti or tea, or I could actually add some into my chicken water, which you could do that fresh or dried. There is a leaf in there from the trees. So right about here is where I lost my sound to the mic. I think maybe I didn't charge it long enough. And so what I will do is add some music in the background for your enjoyment and narrate throughout the remainder of the video. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and harvest the mint. I've only made a harvest from this mint one other time in this growing season. It does have some seeds on it. It has gone to flower or to seed, and so you want to be really careful about that because mint can be invasive. So you want to definitely make sure you remove any seeds if you do see them. And my suggestion would also be to always plant your mint in a pot, not to plant it in the garden because it will spread like a weed and take over. And it is really hard to get rid of. So I've heard. I've never planted my mint in the ground, but most of the experiences that I've heard from people that have done that have been horrendous. So my suggestion would be not to plant mint in the ground. Always plant it in a pot. Now, mint is one of those herbs that actually absolutely loves the heat, kind of like the basil. I'm in South Texas, and so I may not have an issue growing mint throughout the year. Like I said, if the weather does get to the point to where it's too cool, I will bring the herbs inside. So now I'll be making the same steps that I used to prepare the oregano for drying. I'm going to go ahead and add water, fill this bucket up with water along with the mint, add some salt, and rinse it thoroughly. Then I'll lift the herbs out of this bucket and onto a produce box that has been padded with paper towels. I will leave them there overnight to dry, and then I'll place them in the brown paper bags. Now that the herbs are done, we can do a quick check-in on the chickens. Y'all need water. Y'all need food. Get back. So I did want to go ahead and give these chickens some watermelon for treats. It's a little warm here in Texas, not as warm as it has been. But I do like to give them watermelon to help cool them off. They do need their food refilled and their water refilled as well. So I'll do that while I'm in here. Then I also plan on collecting a few eggs. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but when I very first got him, I did a short of him and his sister. He is now looking like he's full grown. And I believe I bought them, they're light Brahmas. I bought them back in, I want to say March, maybe towards the end of March. I know that they take a little while longer to have eggs than the other chickens do. And I think they're of some type of Oriental breed or Oriental mix. But that is his sister up there. We call her Snowball. And then this is him. We call him Oreo. I have always wanted a light Brahma rooster. I had no idea that I would end up getting one this way, because when I bought them from this feed store that's not far from the house, they were both supposed to be hens. I didn't want any more roosters at the time because I already had JoJo. But, you know, it didn't take long for us to figure out he was a rooster. He started getting his comb way early. And then not only that, yeah, I'm going to give you some treats, JoJo. Chill out. Not only that, his feet were huge. And so, it didn't take us long to realize he was a rooster. Good job, JoJo. And he's a little bully. That's why everybody's on top of the coop instead of him. Ooh, ladies, y'all need to chill out. Dang, let me put it down. Get back, Thelma. You ain't running nothing. Get back, Thelma. You little greedy, such a, oh, y'all horrible. Put one over here. Let JoJo get some. See? See how he bullied them? They can't even get watermelon. Look at that. He gonna keep on. He gonna end up being in the freezer. I'm trying to let him make it because he's still pretty much, I guess, the rooster teenager. And those, not many of those females in there. There's another rooster that's in there as well. And when he gets big enough, I'm gonna end up culling him because I don't want more than 2 roosters. And what may end up happening is, because Oreo has turned out to be a bully so far. I don't know if it's because he's not able to goose anybody because they're not ready yet, they're not having eggs yet, or if he's just gonna be a bully. But because he is a bully, he may end up getting cooked, or what do they call it, freezer camp? He may end up going to freezer camp. JoJo, on the other hand, is such a gentleman. He's a real sweetheart. Oh, I gotta get my eggs. So I got a total of 5 eggs today. 2 green, 3 brown. I think I got close to 10 on yesterday, so I guess that's pretty good. Oh, calm down, Oreo. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. As usual, I appreciate you guys for joining me. I'd appreciate it if you could leave your comments and suggestions down below, as I am open to them. Also, if you found my content interesting or found something useful in it, I'd appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe. And in the meantime, between time, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.